Om Jnanatimirandasya Gnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari 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 Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanayari Jamuna Tira Vanayari Jamuna Tira Vanayari Jamuna Tira Vanayari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya His Divine Grace Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Stotra Sadasya Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki, Ananta Kodi Vaishnav Vrindi ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Prem Sako Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindi ki, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath, Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki, Ganga Mai ki, Yamuna Mai ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Tulsi Devi ki, Harinam Sankirtan ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauramani Pracharne Vishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Siddhara. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. On behalf of ISKCON Scarborough, I'd like to welcome each one of you for this Friday evening program. And thank you for your time and valuable association. Today we are going to read from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, verse 8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Louder please. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Idi matva bhajante mam. Idi matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. Buddha bhava samanvita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Idi matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Idi matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. So I'll repeat the entire verse. Please hold on and then you can repeat together. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Idi matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Idi matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. Once more. We'll all chant together now. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Idi matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. Any Prabhu can read once. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Idi matva bhajante mam. Idi matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. Buddha bhava samanvita. One more. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Idi matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. Any Mataji? Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Idi matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Mattas sarvam pravartate. Idi matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate Idi matva bhajante mam Buddha bhava samanvita. Thank you. So you can repeat word by word meaning after me. Aham, I, sarvasya, of all, prabhava, the source of generation, matta, from me, sarvam, everything, pravartate, emanates, iti, thus, matva, knowing, bhajante, becoming devoted, mam, unto me, Buddha, the learned, bhava samanvita, with great attention. Translation: I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It's a very long, it's a pretty long purport, but it's a wonderful purport. So let's all read. I'll read it. You can follow along. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. A learned scholar who has studied the Vedas perfectly and has information from authorities like Lord Chaitanya, and who knows how to apply these teachings, can understand that Krishna is the origin of everything in both the material and spiritual worlds, and because he knows this perfectly, he becomes firmly fixed in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. He can never be deviated by any amount of nonsensical commentaries or by fools. All Vedic literature agrees that Krishna is the source of Brahma, Shiva, and all other demigods. In the Atharva Veda, Gopala Tapani Upanishad 1.24, it is said, Yo Brahmanam Vidadati Purvam Yo Vai Vedamscha Gopayanti Sma Krishna. It was Krishna who in the beginning instructed Brahma in Vedic knowledge and who disseminated Vedic knowledge in the past. Then again, the Narayana Upanishad 1 says, Ata Purusho Havai Narayano Kamayanta Praja Sajayate. Then the Supreme Personality Narayana desired to create living entities. The Upanishad continues, Narayanad Brahma Jayate, Narayanad Prajapati Prajayate, Narayanad Indro Jayate, Narayanad Astu Vasavo Jayante, Narayanad Ekadasa Rudra Jayante, Narayanad Dvadashaditya. From Narayana, Brahma is born. And from Narayana, the patriarch are also born. From Narayana, Indra is born. From Narayana, the 8 Vasus are born. From Narayana, the 11 Rudras are born. From Narayana, the 12 Adityas are born. This Narayana is an expansion of Krishna. It is said in the same Vedas, Brahmanyo Devaki Putra. The son of Devaki, Krishna, is the Supreme Personality. Narayana Upanishad 4. Then it is said, Eko Vai Narayana Asinna Brahma Nesano Napo Nagni Samo Nema Dvaprithvi Na Sarani Na Surya. In the beginning of the creation, there was only the Supreme Personality, Narayana. There was no Brahma, no Shiva, no water, no fire, no moon, no heaven and earth, no star stars in the sky, no sun. Maha Upanishad 1.2. In the Maha Upanishad, it is also said that Lord Shiva was born from the forehead of the Supreme Lord. Thus, the Vedas say that it is the Supreme Lord, the creator of Brahma and Shiva, who is to be worshipped. In the Moksha Dharma section of the Mahabharata, Krishna also says, Prajapatim cha rudram chapi aham eva srajami vai tauhi mam na vichanito mama maya vimohito. The Patriarch, Shiva and others are created by me. Though do not know that they are created by me because they are deluded by my illusory energy. In the Varaha Purana, it is also said, Narayana paro devas tasmad jatas chaturmukha tasmad rudro bhavatdeva sacha sarvagyatam kata. Narayana is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and from him Brahma was born, from whom Shiva was born. Lord Krishna is the source of all generations, and he is called the most efficient cause of everything. He says, because everything is born of me, I am the original source of everything. Everything is under me. No one is above me. There is no supreme controller other than Krishna. One who understands Krishna in such a way from a bona fide spiritual master with references from Vedic literature engages all his energy in Krishna consciousness and becomes a truly learned man. In comparison to him, all others who do not know Krishna properly are but fools. Only a fool would consider Krishna to be an ordinary man. A Krishna conscious person should not be bewildered by fools. He should avoid all unauthorized commentaries and interpretations on Bhagavad Gita and proceed in Krishna consciousness with determination and firmness. So it's a long, wonderful purport by Srila Prabhupada. So again, the translation is, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Vedanti Swavadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatamritam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagarana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatirubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ramo Rama Ramo Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So those of you joined us today, we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, 8th verse of the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The title of the chapter is The Opulence of the Absolute. And this is the first of the 4 verses famously called as Chaturshloki verses in Bhagavad Gita. So 10.8 to 10.11 are supposed to be the essence of Bhagavad Gita. And we are reading the first of the 4 essences of Bhagavad Gita. It is called as Chaturshloki verses. And Lord Krishna starts off this Chaturshloki verse by confirming that he is the source of all spiritual and material worlds, and everything emanates from him. Everything emanates from him. So the conclusion of Vedic literature is that Supreme Personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna. And how do we know that? Lord Krishna himself says in the 15th verse of the 15th chapter, Sarvasya chaham pradisanimusto mantasmriti jnanam apohanam cha Vedaishcha sarve ahameva vedyo vedantakrit vedavid eva chaham. So Vedantakrit vedavid eva chaham means through Vedas we get to know that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna. And by the mercy of our Acharyas and through Srila Prabhupada, we get the shortcut version. We get the conclusion of Vedic literature that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna. So all we have to do is take this conclusion and with faith. So we don't have to go through this excruciating process of reading all the Vedic literatures like our Acharyas have done. So we are given the summary, the conclusion of Vedic literature that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna. So all we have to do is have firm faith, Shraddha. Shraddha means faith, and even in medical terms we know faith is very important. If we have so much confidence in the medicine, we will get cured, even if a sugar pill is given. One is that if you have so much confidence in the doctor and in the medicine that he's prescribing, even if he gives you the sugar pill, you will get okay, because you have so much confidence in the process and in the physician. On the contrary, if we don't have belief in the doctor and in the medicine, even if it's the world's best physician giving you the best medicine, if you don't have faith and the confidence in the medicine that is given, it will not work. Even the same medicine will work for someone else, but it will not work for you. So we need that faith or Shraddha. So here the conclusion of Vedic literature is that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vedeshcha sarvir ahameva vedyo vedantakrit vedavid eva chaham. And Lord Krishna, now in the 8th verse of the 10th chapter, is confirming, actually is reconfirming, that he is the source of all material and spiritual worlds and everything emanates from him. Because the last verse of the 5th chapter, the very, very famous peace formula verse, Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwar. So he's already confirmed that he is the Supreme Lord of all the planets and demigods. In the 5th chapter itself he is confirmed. So here he is reconfirming it in an explicit way that he is the source of all spiritual and material worlds and everything emanates from him. So when he says everything emanates from him and he's the owner of everything. So some of us may be proud that we have a home paid off, no more mortgage. Some of us may be proud that we have a car. Some of us may be proud that we have a nice job. So we may own a home. Have you seen anybody owning all the houses in McNichol Avenue? Anybody owns all the houses in McNichol Avenue? No. Probably owns almost all the houses, not all the houses. Now, can you think of one person owning all the houses in Scarborough area? One person owning all the houses in Toronto. One person owns all the houses in Ontario. One person owns all the houses in Canada. All the houses, not just houses, everything, the land in between, the trees, everything. Everything in North America. And then think of the world. And world is just a small part of Bhuloka. And then this Bhuloka itself has got 7 huge islands, and we are just small tiny part of it, and there are so many oceans, 7 different oceans, ocean of milk and yogurt and clarified butter and sugarcane juice and saltwater ocean and sweetwater ocean and liquor ocean. All these are part of Bhuloka in the higher planetary system. So Bhuloka does not mean just Earth. So we have higher planetary systems as well. So one person owning all these in Bhuloka. Not only that, then we have Bhuarloka, Swargaloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, all the way. And the subterranean planets, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Tala, Tala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patala. One person owns them. This is one universe in the material world. Like this, from Chaitanya Charitamrita, we understand that there are trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of universes. And all these are like white mustard seed in a huge bag of mustard seeds. So just imagine how insignificant we are when the universe itself is the size of a mustard seed, white mustard seed, according to Srimad Bhagavatam. And we as individuals in one universe, how insignificant we are. But Lord Krishna owns all the spiritual and material world. So now, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that if we really love Krishna, then we love everybody and everything within the universe. It is, if we like our father, then we like all our brothers. If we like ourselves, then we like our finger, we like our eyes and everything else. So like that, if we like Lord Krishna, if we worship Lord Krishna, then we treat everyone equally. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmani Kaviyastini, Suni Chaiva Swapakecha, Pandita Samadarshina. Samadarshina means with equal vision. When we really truly understand that Lord Krishna is the source of everything, then we will see everybody equally. Cosmic manifestation. And cosmic manifestation is subdivided into spiritual world and material world. Spiritual world is 3/4 of Lord's creation. Spiritual world is 3/4 of Lord's creation, and material world is 1/4 of Lord's creation is the material world, and 3/4 of Lord's creation is the spiritual world. So there is good news for all of us, because there is a lot of room there. So we are just 1/4 here, and when we say material creation is not just the living entities, even if you think of living entities, just imagine the number of living entities that are there. So if you look at the tree outside, in that one tree itself, how many living entities are there? So many insects, so many worms, bacteria, amoeba, in just one tree. And go underneath the tree, in the root, earthworms and everything else is there. All these are living entities. We know there are 8.4 million species of life, but the souls in each species of life is countless. So 8.4 is the number of species, but countless number of souls. Just imagine the living entities in the whole forest, and everyone else, all the butterflies and the birds. So all these are part of 1/4 of Lord's creation, which is the material world. So the good news is, there's lots and lots of room in the spiritual world for all of us. And Prabhupada has given us easy ways to go to Goloka Vrindavan. So 3/4 of Lord's creation is the spiritual world. It is called as Tripad Bhuta. Tripad Bhuta by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself in the 21st chapter of the Madhya Leela in Chaitanya Charitamrita. There's a fascinating pastime you may have heard, but we'll again hear that. So Tripad Bhuta means 3/4 creation, which is the spiritual world. So in spiritual world, there is no birth, there is no death, there is no old age, there is no disease. How do we know all that? We read again from the 9th chapter of the 2nd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, as well as from the 15th chapter of the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the 9th chapter of the 2nd canto is right after Lord Brahma performed 1,000 years of severe tapas, and after that Lord Krishna gave him the vision of Vaikuntha. So that is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, so we get a glimpse of how this spiritual world is and what is happening in the spiritual world. Similarly, in the 15th chapter of the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is darkness across the entire universe, and all the demigods are perturbed, and they run to Lord Brahma to find out why there is so much of darkness. There is so much darkness. And at that time, Lord Brahma, who's already seen the spiritual world after he did the 1,000 years of tapas, but also he's called as Trikalagya. He knows past, he knows present, he knows future. And he is explaining to the demigods as to why there is darkness. Anybody remembers why there is darkness at that time? Because Diti is pregnant with Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. So when these two demoniac personalities were in the womb of Mother Diti, there is so much of disturbance in the universe. And that is why there was so much of darkness. And the demigods ran to Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma, because he's Trikalagya, he's explaining why there is so much of darkness. And he explains how the four Kumaras, Sanat Kumara, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara are going to Vaikuntha. They cross the 6 gates of Vaikuntha and go to the 7th gate, and they are stopped by Jaya and Vijay, and then they get cursed, and then they get cursed to become Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha in their first life, and in the second, what did they become? Ravana and Kumbhakarna, and in the third cycle they became Shishupal and Dandavakra. So these are the 3 lifetimes of each one of those brothers. They were cursed. Either they can become enemies of the Lord for 3 lifetimes, or I think 7 generations of 7 lives as friends of the Lord. So they didn't want to be separated from the Lord for so long. So they took this option of being enemies of the Lord for 3 lifetimes. So this is the occasion when everything was so dark, and Lord Brahma is explaining the vision, or what he can see of the spiritual world. He is explaining it to the demigods. So from this we understand how the spiritual world looks like. So according to Srimad Bhagavatam, based on these 2 explanations by Lord Brahma, it is said that in Vaikuntha, all the residents look exactly like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They look exactly like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They have 4 arms, and it is said there is sky blue in color. So it is slightly different in color than darkish, blackish blue. Sky blue in color, and the residents have 4 arms, and they wear sparkling yellow dhotis, and their only occupation there is to perform unalloyed devotional service. So this we talk about Golok Vaikuntha, and the highest planet in Vaikuntha is Goloka Vrindavan. So the residents of Vaikuntha are performing unalloyed devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they are seen sometimes flying in aeroplanes, and the aeroplanes are not operated by any human being. The aeroplanes in Vaikuntha planets are operated by mantras, Vedic mantras. The aeroplane goes like, there's no pilot taking care of the plane. And the planes, it is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, is made of gold or emerald. Just, can we imagine that? An aeroplane made of gold or emerald. And when they are flying in their aeroplane, they are eternally singing the glories and the pastimes of the Lord. That's what they are doing, the residents of Vaikuntha. And the women of Vaikuntha, or the ladies of Vaikuntha, as Prabhupada called, the ladies of Vaikuntha are looking exactly like Goddess of Fortune, and they are seen wiping the marble walls. There are marble walls there, and the ladies are seen wiping it, even though there is no dust. There is no dust in Vaikuntha, but they are wiping that or cleaning that, and that is to get the glance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And there is no physical union between man and women in Vaikuntha, but they unite in God consciousness. They get all the pleasure in Krishna consciousness, man and women. So there is both ladies and men in Vaikuntha planet as well. And the ladies who look like Goddess of Fortune worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead by offering tulasi leaves. So we just participated in this tulasi kirtan here. So it's a practice for all of us that Prabhupada has given, because all the residents are performing devotional service of hearing, chanting, remembering the Lord. Exactly, that is what Prabhupada is instructing us to do, offering worship to the Lord by offering tulasi. And also, even though there are wonderful, wonderful flowers like parijata, champaka, lotus flowers, still all these flowers are aware of the great personality of Tulasi Maharani there, because the Lord is wearing the Tulasi garland in Vaikuntha. So these are all wonderful explanations, and also it is said all the trees in Vaikuntha are wish-fulfilling trees. All are wish-fulfilling trees, and the bees, when the male bee hums in high pitch, when the male bee hums in high pitch, the parrots, the pigeons, the peacocks, and the swans, there is a lull in their singing of the praise of the Lord. They just keep quiet for a few minutes to enjoy this high-pitched singing of the glories of the Lord by bees. So there is no envy there. In material world, when you praise your manager in front of other people, the other employees will go and tell the manager something bad about you, because there is envy if you praise your manager or your CEO. So there is no envy in Vaikuntha planet, because all the other birds are stopping their glorification of the Lord to hear the glories that is sung by this male bee in a high-pitched voice. This is in sharp contrast even to what is going on in the heavenly planet. In the 2nd chapter of the 8th canto, we read this wonderful pastime of King Gajendra the elephant. For 1,000 years he was caught in the mouth of the crocodile. So that's a wonderful pastime. But in the beginning of this pastime, Srimad Bhagavatam explains about Trikuta mountain. Trikuta mountain is got 3 peaks made of gold, silver and iron. And this Trikuta mountain is situated in the ocean of milk. And there is a wonderful garden there. It's called Ritumat garden. And there are a lot of caves in that garden as well, in the small mountains. And in those caves, higher the demigods and the charanas and vidyadharas and kinnaras and kimpurushas. Kinnaras are horse-headed, kimpurushas are lion-headed demigods. So they all come for vacation according to Srimad Bhagavatam. So people here from Canada, they go to Caribbean countries for vacation. So here, from the higher planetary system, these denizens come for vacation to this Trikuta mountain and Ritumat valley. And there, when the denizens sing wonderfully well, the Gandharvas sing, the lions. So lions and tigers are not just on earth. Lions and tigers are also in the higher planetary system, near the ocean of milk in the Trikuta mountain. There the lion is very, very envious of this beautiful voice of the Gandharvas. So even Prabhupada explains in contrast that in earth there is envy and jealousy. In the higher planetary system, even in Swargaloka also there is envy and jealousy. But in Vaikuntha, there is no envy, there is no jealousy. When this male bee is humming in this high-pitched voice, everyone else is stopping their glorification of the Lord. So this is, and also it is said that the Lord is beyond the mode of pure goodness. After the Govardhan Leela, Indra is praising the Lord with a wonderful verse. Visuddha sattvam tavadama santam tapo mayam drusta rajastamaskam maya mayoham guna sampravahu na vidyate te grahananu bandha. So here you have to read this purport. It's a fascinating purport, and in that it is said, they've taken the purport from Sridhar Swami, and in that purport it is said, actually the meaning of this verse is, your form, your transcendental form is the manifestation of pure goodness, unaffected by change, and shining forth with true knowledge, devoid of passion and ignorance. In you does not reside the mighty flow of the 3 modes of material nature. So Indra is praying to Lord Krishna, in you does not reside the mighty flow of the 3 modes of material nature, which is born from ignorance and illusion. So this is a fascinating verse, and this is what is happening in the spiritual world. So 3/4 of Lord's creation is the spiritual world. And we can't even comprehend how big is this 1/4 of material world. So the 21st chapter of the Madhya Leela, as we mentioned some time back in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is explaining about himself, Lord Krishna, and his opulence to Sanatana Goswami. So here it is said in Dwaraka, in Vaikuntha, Lord Brahma is visiting Lord Krishna there. So when Lord Brahma is going, there is a gatekeeper. We talked about the gatekeeper of Lord Vishnu, Jaya and Vijay. Here, Lord Brahma is going to see Lord Krishna, and the gatekeeper stops and he sees who it is. So he knows who it is, and he goes to Lord Krishna and he says, Lord Brahma has come. Lord Krishna says, which Lord Brahma? So the gatekeeper comes out and again asks this Brahma. Lord Krishna is asking, which Lord Brahma are you? Now our Lord Brahma is perplexed. He's saying, go tell Krishna that the four-headed Brahma, the father of the four Kumaras, have come. So this is from the 21st chapter of the Madhya Leela and Chaitanya Charitamrita. So the gatekeeper goes to Lord Krishna and he says, my dear Lord, the four-headed Brahma, father of the four Kumaras, has come. So Lord Krishna says, okay, gatekeeper, go and tell Lord Brahma to come. So he goes and tells Lord Brahma to come in. So Lord Brahma comes, offers wonderful obeisances to Lord Krishna, and then Lord Krishna asks, what brings you here? How can I help you? Is everything okay in your universe? And then Lord Brahma says, before I tell you the reason why I came, my Lord, can I ask you, why did you ask which Brahma is this? Are there other Brahmas? Lord Krishna smiled and then he meditated, and instantaneously there were countless Brahmas who came there. Countless Lord Shivas, countless Indras came there. And some of the Brahmas had 10 heads. Our Brahmas got 4 heads. Some of them have got 10 heads, 100 heads, 1,000 heads, 10 million heads, 100 million heads. So all these Brahmas have got so many heads, and all of them are coming and offering worship. And Lord Shiva with 100 heads, 10,000 heads, 10 million heads. So different Shivas are there, different Indras with 1,000 eyes in the body, with 10,000 eyes in the body, 10 million eyes in the body. All of them are coming. Because this is to prove to our Brahma that he is in charge of one universe, and there are countless number of universes, and each universe has got one Brahma, one Lord Shiva, and one Lord Indra. So all of them come and they offer obeisances and they fall at the feet of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is not expanding. So now one Brahma has got 10 million and 100 million heads, but all their heads are in front of this only feet of Lord Krishna, who's not expanding. So that is the potency of Lord Krishna. In the Damodar Leela, even though he never increased his size, he did not become big, but any amount of rope was still 2 fingers too short. Similarly, when Lord Krishna ate mud, when he opened the mouth, the entire universe was seen. Again, his mouth was not as big as the universe. So that is the potency of Lord. But in other avatars of the Lord expands when he wants to. In the Vaman avatar, in 2 steps he covered the lower and the higher planetary system. In the Matsya avatar, he became so big that he extended 8 million miles. In the Kurma avatar, he extended so big that he extended 800,000 miles. So this is the potency of the Lord. So then Lord Brahma understood how insignificant he is. So in Madhya Leela it is said, he felt like a rabbit amongst elephants, because he is so insignificant. And Lord Krishna said, because your universe is the smallest universe of all the universes, you only have 4 heads. Whereas other universes are even 800 trillion miles in diameter. So there are Brahmas with many heads. So that is just to give us an idea of how big the 1/4 of Lord's creation is, and how much the 3/4 of Lord's creation, the spiritual world, is. Just inconceivable as far as the size is concerned. So we're almost out of time today. Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Kori Vaishnava Vrinda ki. Hare Krishna.
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini
Namaste Saraswati Devi Saraswati Hari Devi Shishon Srinavadini
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prajanini Nirvishesha Punyavadi Acharya Vicharini
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastava Bhaktivinoda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastava Bhaktivinoda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastava Bhaktivinoda
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastava Bhaktivinoda
Jaya Oh Hari Bol, जय